The CSU campuses, of course, including Cal Poly Pomona, and it's all of the 5 CSUs in the Los Angeles region, as well as Orange County and San Diego. And we accept all genders and all races or ethnicities into our program, so that if you're wondering, hey, because we have here, we do focus on women and underserved students. And then sometimes students will say, oh, I'm a man, can I apply? And yes, all genders, all races or ethnicities. And what our program's all about is, one, helping students to find a paid internship and full-time job when you graduate. Now, we cannot guarantee an internship. Quite honestly, nobody can. And especially these days, it's really hard. But what we do is we really work with our students in terms of your resume, interviewing skills, both behavioral and technical coding interviews. Reaching out to our partners. We work with over 50 companies in terms of opportunities, but also really encouraging students and helping you prepare for, the SWE conference and SHIP and NASB and GMIS. And, some of you, you'll have different events on campus in terms of career fairs, which are really important. And many of you will reach out to companies directly that impact, that you have an interest in, or through Handshake, you'll get connected with companies, or even LinkedIn. So it's all about, quite honestly, having everybody helping you to find these great opportunities, because it's really tough these days in terms of jobs, even when you're majoring in a STEM field. So you need everybody working on your behalf and working with you and for you. We also pair our students with a mentor who's a STEM professional. And this is really important because most of the students who are in our program are first-generation college students. So they don't have a parent who's working at one of these amazing companies like the Walt Disney Company or something like that. So we want students to have some additional support, and our mentors commit to meeting with their mentee, which is one of the scholars, for 1 hour once a month ongoing support. We also provide scholarships. Our scholarships are $2,500 a year. It's not for this academic year. Like if you're just applying now for the program, the scholarship is for next year. So it's really to help you in terms of staying in school. And it's $1,250 per semester. We also offer over 25 professional and career development workshops and career panels. We think these are really important because, again, many of your campuses do offer workshops and different events, but what we have found is that the majority of the students in our program are working 30 to 40 hours a week while going to school, while taking care of family and, parents and grandparents and so on. So they may not have the opportunity, to be able and the time to really take advantage of everything the campus can offer. So we're offering these workshops as well. And we find that students who participate get a lot out of them. We especially do them in January, the first 3 weeks in January during our scholars' winter break. Many of these are done virtually via Zoom, since we are supporting students from Cal State Northridge down through San Diego State. But then we also do a number of in-person events and mixers, which are a combination of some workshop topic, as well as a career panel, as well as a mixer and food. And we do these at companies who are our partners at corporate partners in January. And then we do these again in late May after your spring semester finals have finished, and often before you've started your internship, just to help you in terms of additional preparation for those. And these range from everything from resume writing, interviewing skills, like for our technical coding interviews, we have software engineers from Google and Reddit who lead a lot of those. We'll do behavioral interviewing, certifications. We talk about those because we find that many of our students want to earn a certification, whether it's in cloud computing or in cybersecurity, or even to take their FE exam, in terms of field engineering and other areas. So we want to make sure students are aware of these certifications, and then we will cover up to $200 towards the cost of a certification exam. And then we also do a lot to build community. We have a robust Discord group that our scholars created. to help each other in terms of peer support. Our alumni participate. They have all kinds of channels, including channels on different scholarships that are available to make you aware of other things that are out there, or tutoring type services, or other conferences that are happening, or students may have already gotten an internship. They might have gone to, one of the industry conferences, they get an offer, and therefore they are, still on list though, and they become aware of these opportunities, and it's really nice because they share them with each other. We have a very collaborative, supportive group of scholars, and we think that's really, really important. So it's all about this holistic program to help students. And again, I have my email in the chat, and we'll make sure that I don't know if you'll be able to see it for those who joined a little later, but I'm sure, Kayla and others can always share my email if you have other questions. So let me just, okay. So in terms of our application, it is due October 10th. So in just about, 2.5 weeks. These are the qualifications to apply. Of course, you're already at one of our campuses. The first part talks about DACA students. We do have DACA students in our program, and they've gotten internships even at great companies and partners like the Walt Disney Company. But we just like to let DACA students know, or if somebody does not have DACA status, that many companies cannot sponsor students. So it's more difficult. So we like to make sure that we often cannot help in terms of the internship component and full-time job. We work with students earning a bachelor's degree. Often we get asked, hey, I'm earning a master's degree, can I apply? And we say, we're a smaller program, and there's just so many students earning a bachelor's degree who we know need additional support. So we really focus on bachelor's degree students. I have here, we focus more on what I'll call the TEM part of STEM. The reason I put that is, if you're a pure biology or chemistry major, there's a program called LSAMP on many of your campuses, and they have a very strong focus in biology and chemistry and the sciences. And I always suggest that students look at their program first. And then, these are just the other qualifications here. We do have, must have a GPA of 3.0 and above. If by chance your GPA is 2.8 or 2.9, so it's pretty close, and you're really working on getting into 3.0, reach out to me, and, I can talk through that with you and see if you can still apply. And I will, as soon as we're done, I will copy this link and put it into the chat as well. Then, in terms of the application, it's online. We ask for just some of your basic information. Of course, your email, phone number, different ways that we can contact you. We do ask gender, race, or ethnicity, first generation college status. And that's important because we apply for grants, which is how we raise money to be able to provide scholarships and so on. And many will ask, what percent of your students are female, for example. So we need to be able to say, 52% are female. So we are not sending your information at the individual level. We're very focused on privacy and understand that. But at the aggregate level, like again, saying 52%, that we do. We also ask information like, have you ever received a Pell Grant or Cal Grant? And we ask a question like that because companies will sometimes say, what percent of low income students do you have? Again, we're not giving your individual names or anything, but we will say, again, 75% of our students, are low income status. And what we do is we use whether or not you've ever received a Pell Grant or Cal Grant as what we call a proxy for that, meaning so that we don't have to ask your salary information, we just use that as indicative, and that works for groups. We ask about things like leadership experiences. Now here, some students will have some will not. And that's okay. But we want you to start to think about it because this is really important. Like more and more companies not only look at your resume and different courses that you've taken, but they do ask if you've had leadership experiences. And you think about a really great club like this. They need officers, right? A secretary, vice president, president. Maybe you're doing different conferences and you have a team of people who are helping to get speakers and so on. That all just shows that you're kind of going above and beyond in terms of really having an interest in taking initiative. Again, it's not required for our program, but we want people to think about it because you can't change that overnight. Like, let's just say some of you are sophomores and you may just have gotten exposed to this club. So you're like, no, I'm not an officer yet. I just joined as a member. But think about then, maybe you want to talk to the officers about what's needed to kind of work to be an officer next year. And then you can add that to your resume. We ask about interest areas. This is like check the box. We'll say, are you interested in, and we'll say check all that apply. So, software development and web development and cybersecurity and a business analyst and a data analyst and product management and project management and the aerospace industry, media and entertainment industry, and so on. And this helps us to get to know the students who are part of our program, because when we do those STEM career panels, we'll do like STEM careers in media and entertainment. And we will have people who speak who work for the Walt Disney Company and Lionsgate and Sony Pictures Entertainment and Respawn Entertainment or Activision Blizzard in terms of gaming. So we like to understand what industries interest you so that we can try to have more panels that are relevant to that. We also ask about consulting because we'll have like a panel on STEM careers in consulting companies. And we'll have people from Accenture and Deloitte and KPMG and Avanade on that panel to talk to you about how as STEM majors, you could apply for opportunities at those companies. Then we have some short essays. The first, like, what are your short and long-term career goals? Honestly, some students will have thought about this and some will not. But in terms of examples here, short-term career goals, some students will say, I really want to get A's and B's in all of my classes. I want to get an internship for this summer. And maybe they want to be part of one club or something like that. And in terms of long-term career goals, they might have things like, I want to earn a bachelor's degree. Some students might say they want to go on and earn a master's in computer science or artificial intelligence and, machine languages and things like that, machine learning. Some might say, I really want to work for an aerospace company, in terms of, helping people to kind of, go to Mars or whatever, so companies like the aerospace company and SpaceX and Boeing and Northrop and companies like that. So it's to help us to get to know the students. Again, there's not a right or wrong. Like we're a smaller organization. We're just trying to help students. We are not looking for students where, they think, oh my gosh, I need to have like the absolute perfect answer, like I'm going to go to Harvard University or something. We are supporting students at the CSUs because we really like the population of students. And we know that you may not have all of these things figured out. That might be part of why you want to be selected for our program, which is one of the questions that we ask. So it's all good. I mean, nothing is going to weed you in or out. I mean, we do our best to accept as many students as possible in the program until we're full. And we'll accept around 200 new students this year. So, it's really about taking the time to complete the application and trying to be thoughtful in your answers and just think about it. We do ask optional essays in terms of, you'll be paired with a mentor. Do you have any preference there? Again, it's optional. Some students will answer it, some won't. But for example, female computer science students will often say, I don't have a real preference, but, I would really love to be paired with somebody who's a woman and somebody in my major in computer science, because I don't really have any role models or people in that area. And I feel like I would just be more comfortable talking and asking questions of them. Somebody may be, LGBTQ plus, and they might say, I really would like to have somebody who I can identify with, they may have had unique circumstances in terms of as they, got into their career, and they might be able to help me with answer questions I have that I'm not comfortable asking everybody. So it's things like that in terms of a mentor. We also ask, if there's anything else you would like to share. Many of our students are first generation college students, so they will put something in here in terms of, again, just sharing a little bit about their background to provide some insight. And that helps us, in terms of getting to know you and pairing you with somebody. And then my last slide, I'm skipping the recommendation for now. I'll just say we do ask you to attach a photo. It does not have to be a professional photo by any means. It can be a selfie that you take of yourself. You can ask one of your friends to take a picture of you on their phone and then send it to you and you upload that. It helps us to remember you, because we'll have between our different cohorts, because again, if students are sophomores, then they continue in our program as juniors and seniors. So kind of together, we'll have around 600 scholars in our program this year. So it just helps us to put a face with a name. We ask for a resume. Here, some students will have a really great resume, a really strong resume. Some students' resumes will feel pretty light, and that's okay too. That's where you're at this point. And so Jasmine on our team is then using that and helping you in terms of strengthening your resume. And that's where too, then we look at that other information, like in terms of leadership experiences. Sometimes students won't have anything on the resume about that, about the clubs and activities that you're involved in, or maybe you're doing a research project, on campus, and you're leading a small team in terms of something. So we want to make sure that you're including that information on your resume. And then, of course, in LinkedIn and, handshake profile and everything, because that really helps to set you apart. And then an unofficial transcript. And that just shows us the classes you've taken. And then in terms of recommendation letters, we do ask for 2. The first is from professor and advisor, somebody who knows you. We will have some students who've recently transferred from a community college who, again, it's September. They may not feel like they really know anybody at the campus yet, so they can ask somebody from their community college. Faculty members and advisors are used to getting these requests, but you can't ask them, for example, on October 9th and expect them to send you something on the 10th. So if you think you're at all interested in our program, you should be thinking about this today and tomorrow, and reaching out to them and saying, hey, could you try to get me something by, like that, in a week to 10 days or something like that, so that you have a little time to follow up with them. And then we ask for another recommendation just from somebody who knows you. If you're working, it might be a manager or supervisor. If you go to church, it might be somebody from your church, somebody in the clergy. If you've worked as a volunteer, like say Boys and Girls Club, you might ask for somebody who's involved in the Boys and Girls Club to write a recommendation. If you know one of our scholars, right, or somebody who's an alumna or an alumnus, they are always happy to write recommendations as well, because in that case, they can kind of keep it fairly short and say, hey, I'm in the program. I know so-and-so from a club that we're in together. I know that the program helped me in certain ways, and I'm sure that it can help them as well. So usually that one is pretty easy to get, but it's the faculty member and advisor. If you have any trouble finding somebody to do that, you can always reach out to me. That info@stemadvantage.org comes over to me, and I can help you think about it. But even if you have an advisor for this club, for example, they could write that recommendation as well. So that's what the application's all about. I'm going to stop sharing so that if you do have any questions, and I want to quickly put again my, I just want to get my, where is it? Our link in here. So are there any questions? I have like about 2 minutes. Now, I'm not seeing any. I'm assuming.
So I have a question in the room.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to come up here or want me to repeat it.
Sorry, what's the question?
I'm having them come up to the microphone. to
Oh,
ask.
okay.
Okay.
So for freshmen, would you have to like would there be no way you
you
can
know,
join the program?
So we have a special program for freshmen. I forgot to mention that. We'll roll that out in about 2 months. If you're interested in that, and I will send information to the clubs and our different folks on it. Let me just again put my let me see if I can find. Just reach out to me, info@stemadvantage.org. And I put it in the chat. Now I know that if you're in the room, you won't be able to get this, but again, somebody will be able to get that and share it with you. Just reach out and I'll send information in about 2 months. We have what we call like a starter program where it's access to like all of our professional development and career panels. You can participate in those. You can be part of our Discord group. And then we have what we call mentoring circles in terms of groups of students and groups of mentors. And then you get familiar with our program and you get started. And then as sophomores, you apply for our scholars program. But by then, maybe we've gotten to know you. And then it becomes very easy in terms of you getting accepted to the program.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I'm just going to get the link here and put it in the chat. Okay. And again, my name is Lee Ann.
Great. Thank you, Leanne. I know you have to go real soon.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. I am so sorry I got double booked. But thank you very much. I hope many of you apply. I know we have, some of you who are part of the program on the call. So, again, if you have any questions, just reach out.
Thank
All
you.
right. Okay. Thank you. Great.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna end the meeting here. Thank you, everybody, for
Oh,
coming.
no, no, wait. Meeting's not done yet. So if you guys just want to stay for just a little bit, Jaden, he is our tech lead for fall 2020. This is 2023 for fall 2023, and he's going to go ahead and give you a quick overview of what the project is going to be like. And if you guys want to have more, if you guys have questions or want to know more about it, contact Jaden. He's just going to have a quick presentation on how the project's going to be, right? So.
Did you email it to us?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Do you have it in your computer by any chance?
Yeah.
We can try to connect it.
I don't know if it's Zoom.
Have it on campus.
Yeah.
Maybe you can share.
Are you guys interested in joining the project for the semester? For the CSS project initiative and stuff? Good people?
What is our?
Can't find it. I have a little dongle right here that I'll probably help out.
Huh?
Oh wait, no, you have an HDMI.
That's not required. Okay. Just bring.
An HDMI cable up here.
We want to share it to the Zoom.
Oh,
the
Zoom. How many people are on the Zoom right now? Okay, decent amount. Yeah. That's the email, right?
We should be. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You shared it?
Yeah.
CSS.cpp.
So what we could do is that we could just, it's not showing up, we could just use your HDMI cable. And then what you could do is that you can send your slides over to those who is not able to make it in person. Right, because I know, so these guys will just, oh wait, okay, you got it? Oh, sick.
All right.
All right, start by like introducing the show and it's there. Have at it.
All right. Used to go back and forth. Hey, I'm Jaden. I'm the tech lead for our CSS project initiative. So basically, for this initiative, it will be called CPP Unite, which will be used to discover and engage with fellow CPP students. Many of you might be asking, what is it? Well, it's a multi-platform social media application that will be used to use exclusively for CPP students for that, so that you can connect and engage with the community. And additional things will be updates on CPP events and other services such as tutoring, ride shares, and much more. Okay, and many might be thinking is why? Well, the main purpose is right now, students are disconnected due to maybe the pandemic, they're antisocial, introverted. And because of this, because we're in a commuter school, people don't like to reach out. They just go to class and go straight home. So with this application, it helps get rid of self-isolation or intimidation or people being discouraged to reaching out to others. This application will be used for to allow students to bridge a gap with one another, to create connection with peers, colleagues who share the same interests. This application will be a secure platform where students can explore and connect without hesitation. If you guys want to apply so that we can have this project become a reality, the application is right here. And also we have a survey on our right where it will be used so that our application meets the needs for everyone at CPP. And that is it.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Jaden. We'll get that up there. So yeah, if you guys are interested in joining the project, just go right over here, right? Okay, yeah. So right over here, just go ahead and apply if you guys are really interested in getting into the project, or save it on your phone for later. And then it would be really helpful if you guys do this survey right now. Thanks, guys. Awesome. So the survey is going to help out with building off this, building the application, give us a little bit more ideas on how the application should get started off, and then continue on from there and stuff. But yeah, thanks, Jaden. Appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, we have his Discord up here. We have his email right here too. How long was the survey?
Maybe like 5 minutes or so, like 10 questions, but relatively easy. So cool. Awesome.
You guys have any questions about anything about the project? Can they hear me?
They should.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions about anything about the CPP Unite, or for Jaden, anybody in the chat? And you can put in the chat if you want, or if you want to go ahead and just say it out loud. You guys are free to do so. Do you have anything else, Caleb?
We can talk about a little bit about next week's meeting.
Okay. What about
Yeah.
next week?
So for next week, we're gonna have some of our alumni come back and have a panel, like a Q&A.
Oh, who's coming back? Who's coming back?
Eric is gonna be
Oh, I
there.
never met him. I never met Eric.
Okay.
Oh, that is.
Charlene, Peyton,
Oh, sure.
Ricky. I don't think you know Ricky.
No, it's pretty cool.
And I think even Garrett.
Yeah.
And then Edwin just said he said we could go in person.
Wait, they're all coming next week?
They're gonna be online.
Oh, okay,
most of them.
okay,
But Edwin
okay,
was
yeah,
like,
for
"You
sure.
go in person." I'm like, that would be kind of awkward.
Okay, no, that's pretty cool and stuff.
You missed everything.
So it's essentially gonna be like, they're like asking questions and it's like,
Yeah.
it's like kind of like a panel thing going on?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, I think that would be really awesome for you guys to just like come in next week, because we're gonna have a lot of alumni that are all over the place right now. I think they have some people in grad school. I think Ricky's at UCLA right now doing grad school. We have Edwin, he is working professionally. What's Edwin doing? I know he's like a director or something, right? Yeah, I think he told me he was like a director or something, and he literally just graduated last year and stuff. And he was part of he was part of CSS as well. So if you guys like have any like hard-hitting questions, like how do you start your career? What do you guys want to do in computer science? Next week would be really great to come in, ask them all the questions. They'll give them your experience, they'll give them their journey and stuff. So yeah, I totally recommend if you guys come next week as well, if you really want to start off your obviously we're in college to try to get a job afterwards, right? So they got the jobs and they're also in grad school, so hit them with questions and stuff. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Cool. So if you guys are done with the survey and stuff, yeah, we're kind of officially done. Stay behind, hang out and everything. I don't know if that's it.
Yeah. Or in class.
Is there a classroom now?
Huh?
No, there's no classroom. Yeah. But all right, cool. Yay.
Okay, I'm ending the meeting here, guys. Have a great day.